Alright, hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I'm finally back for a new video. And today, I'm going to be doing a movie review. I'm going to be reviewing The Last House on the Left, the remake from 2009. So this movie is a remake of the film with the same name, The Last House on the Left, written and directed by Wes Craven, which came out in '72, I believe. Um, Okay, yeah, so let me give you guys, like, the basic gist of the movie here. So, this movie opens with two police officers escorting a notorious killer to a maximum security prison. Um, he asks that they stop. He has to go to the bathroom. You know, he's like, look, I have to go to the bathroom. And they're like, yeah, no. And because they obviously know, how dangerous this guy is. Um, so and then all of a sudden they are ambushed by this other car, which turned out to be not only his family but also his gang. So he ends up getting away, and then we are introduced to a family of three: Emma, John, and Emma, and their teenage daughter Mary, who are going up to their summer home that they own for like a nice little family vacation. Um, so Mary asks that she borrow the car to go see her friend Paige, who she knows is working today or that day in town, and she and it is there that her and Paige meet a kid named Justin, who happens to be just passing through town. And he ends up inviting them back to his place for some seriously kick-ass pot that he says that he has. And when they get to the house, they're goofing around, they're talking, they're smoking pot, they're doing, teenager, type things. But their party is cut short when the family, which actually turned out to be Justin's family, his father, his uncle, and his stepmother. So they end up. So obviously, Emma and I'm sorry, not Emma. Mary and Paige end up learning who they are, who they are, and these are very, 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 very bad people. So they end up going for a drive, and Mary decides that she is going to fight back. So they end up, so the car crashes, and they end up stranded out by the lake, and they end up committing the acts that they do, the acts that they start doing to these poor kids, and they are fighting back like crazy. Like they are like paid. Like the uncle actually gets his nose broken by one of them. They're fighting back so hard. I don't remember which one. But they are fighting back so hard, and then Mary ends up being raped by Justin's father, and they are trying to get Justin, to join in the party, so to speak. And Justin's like, yo, like, what are you guys doing? Like, this is disgusting. Like, this is not okay. And they are trying to get him, to join in. But Mary happens to be a very, very, very good swimmer. So she ends up making a run for the lake. So she ends up making a run for the lake and swimming. She's swimming like crazy, desperately trying to get away. And she ends up getting shot in the shoulder. So, and then there is like this like massive storm that rolls in. So Justin and his family end up, obviously seeking shelter from the storm. They end up running into Mary's parents, house. They end up, at her place, and they're like, yo, there's been an accident. And, they obviously have no idea. Mary's parents, obviously have no idea who they are or what just happened to their daughter, obviously. So they end up, so Justin and his family end up accepting, their polite, invite and their hospitality. And, and while John, Mary's father, who actually turns out to be a doctor, while she is treating the uncle, the power all of a sudden goes out, and it's not very, and it's not too far when Mary finally finds her way back to the house. She found her way back to the house, and it's not too long before before John and Emma learn, that Mary has been raped and that she was attacked. And Mary ends up, I keep saying Mary, Emma ends up finding Mary's necklace that Justin had left in the kitchen as sort of like a way to as a way to sort of tip them off about, what's going on. And remember, Justin didn't want any part of this. So he's, so he learns, and you can tell how uncomfortable Justin is. He's having a panic attack, and he is, he's very, very uncomfortable, at being, at obviously, being in the home of, this girl's, of this girl's parents, of a girl that, he just watched, get raped. And so, Emma and John, they put two and two together, and they realize what's going on, and that they decide that they are going to fight back against Justin's family. And the way that they take their revenge on Justin's family, it's kind of a beautiful thing, because you hate Justin's family so much. You want them to get what they deserve. And this movie definitely does not hold back on the gore and and just the level of violence, just the level of violence that they put these people through, the way that they deal with these, the way that John and Emma deal with these people is just, I mean, it's a very, very relatable situation to be in, and it given the opportunity, and it raises the question, if someone hurt someone you loved, how far would you go to get revenge? And John and Emma go to extreme lengths to get their revenge. It's almost like a suspense horror type of, because this is a horror movie, it's almost like a suspense horror, because it's almost like, like it's building up to something, because that that John and Emma are going to figure out what's going on, and that they're going to get their revenge. And it's such an incredibly well done remake. It really is. I mean, this is one of the best remakes I've ever seen. Period. This remake it's one of the best remakes that I've ever seen. And if you guys haven't seen this, give this a watch, because it's well directed. It's very, very well written. It's well shot. The acting is stellar. So I'm gonna give this like a 9 out of 10, and just say, if you haven't seen this, watch it, because you are missing out. This surpasses the original. Yes, I strongly believe that this surpasses the original. So let me know what you guys think, whether you saw it. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.